So today I'm bringing guys a brand new sports cards video. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about some players cards who have really dropped recently and are continuing to drop at a rapid pace. Before we get into it, I did want to say, as you guys know, this week's giveaway is a Jason Tatum Prism Rookie PSA 10. If you guys want a free chance to win this $200 card, all you have to do is subscribe, like this video, and comment the word done, and you will be automatically entered to win this Jason Tatum Prism PSA 10 for free. So without further ado, we are going to hop right into the video. So the first card that we are going to be talking about is going to be Lamelo Ball's card market. Now we know Lamelo Ball came out of his rookie class as one of the brightest young stars. He had a great first rookie year. He won Rookie of the Year, but since then he has been plagued with injuries, and on top of that, the Hornets have not played well, and on top of that, the sports card market overall has gone down. We can see Lamelo Ball's card market take a huge hit. This card right here in the span of a year was pretty much, it started the beginning of last year at around 15,000. It dropped very quickly to 7.5, so a quick 50% decrease. And now the most recent comp is coming in at $1,650. So we've seen Lamelo Ball's card, or this specific Tiger Stripe card, go down close to 90%. This is just one of his many cards that have seen a massive drop. Pretty much across the board for Lamelo Ball, we have seen roughly a 90% drop. For some cards, even higher. This card was as high as nearly $20,000 and is down to less than, $2,000. It's down to $1,400. So we've seen a 90 to 95% decrease in Lamelo Ball's market. And one thing to really take out of that is going to be when players come out so hyped and the expectations are so high, there's very limited upside and there's a very significant downside, because when a player's prices are coming out, the ways Lamelo Balls were, there's hardly any upside. If you're buying in at a National Treasures and a PSA 9 at $42,000, for a rookie, where's the upside? I mean, if he plays well, yes, it could be an $80,000 card, but all the downside could be an $8,000 card, right? So we see a 9.5 go from nearly 90,000 to 16,000. So a massive decline in Lamelo Ball's market. But he's not the only person who has been taking a lot of heat recently. We have Luka Doncic, who did not make the playoffs this season. Now that, of course, is going to be a big flag for many investors who had hopes in investing in his cards for hopefully a performance in the playoffs. Maybe with Kyrie, they could have done something, but they missed the playoffs in the first place. And Luka Doncic's cards have really taken a hit. Even for a month or two, they've pretty much gone. A Pink Ice PSA 10 has gone from around 1,100 to 8 to 900, which doesn't seem too bad. But when you look at where this card was, it starts to look a lot worse, because this card was in the multi-thousands of dollars. It had stayed there for quite a long time. The Luka Doncic hype lasted a long, long time, and it could still pick back up. But right now it's looking a little bit down for Luka Doncic investors who had bought in during peaks, when this card was a $3,000-$4,000 card. But this was not one of his cards that got hit the most. I think higher pop cards have been what have really taken a hit. A Luka Doncic Prism PSA 9. This was a $500 card. It's currently around $100. A PSA 10 of his was around $2,000, and now it's down to $250. So across the market, Luka Doncic is down roughly 80 to 90%, which is very difficult to swallow for many investors. I do see some good long-term buying opportunities for some low pop cards, but I do think overall people have to be a lot more careful buying in at the crazy prices they're buying in at, because you can see prices really retract. So I would definitely suggest everyone stay careful with that. Another one is going to be Ja Morant. Second seed got upset by the 7th seed, and we are seeing Ja Morant's card prices overall over the last year, they've really taken a hit. Of course, with Ja Morant's whole incident this season, and on top of that, with the Grizzlies not being exactly what people had hoped the jump they would take this year would be, this card has gone down almost 75% year to date, or year to year. But yeah, I mean, this card was Last year, at roughly the same time, it was around a $4,000 card, and it's currently down to around $1,200. So his Blue Prism, if you believe in Ja, it could be a good time to buy. But at the end of the day, there's a lot of risk, as we've already seen. But I personally, as an investor, feel a lot safer buying in at these prices than I would with 2022 or 2021 prices, right? I think where prices are at right now leaves a lot more upside than, if you're buying in a Tiger Stripe at 15,000. There's not much upside from there, but, buying in at 2,900 could see some upside if he can turn around his career and hopefully take a big jump next season. Now, it's not only these guys who have really gone down, but it's even all-time greats, such as Kobe Bryant. Kobe's card market, I do see a lot of upside in for the long term because his cards have taken a massive hit. If you look at Kobe Bryant's, for example, 2008 Topps Chrome Refractor, this card was at one point in, the tens of thousands of dollars. And this card was selling like hotcakes at $20,000, and people saw a lot of upside. This card in specific almost sold for $30,000. In fact, there were a couple of sales that were over $30,000. And right now we see this card all the way down to $3,000. So a 90% hit, and they've continued to drop because this card, even last year, was around a $4,000 to $5,000 card. Now this card's continued to drop. It's sitting at around $2,900. I personally really like it, given it's a pop of 114, and it's definitely a very culturally significant card with LeBron guarding him, and even his 1996 Topps Chrome Refractor has taken a massive shaving. The recent one sold for $102,000. These peaked at $500,000 during the peak of everything. Of course, these sales are going to be shifted quite a lot by the greening on the card, so you don't want to take the market exactly how it is, but this card that recently sold for $102,000 had not too much greening on it. So that was a very strong copy that sold for $102,000. So definitely saw a big crash with that card. Across the board, you have Jordan Fleers that have had a couple of bad sales recently, but overall, they're holding up a lot better than I personally expected with the whole market where it is. I think it's pretty, still pretty impressive that a Jordan Fleers held up at around 170 to 200,000. I think that's a pretty strong sale. And of course, you have LeBron's market that has taken a massive hit. If you look at LeBron's Topps Chrome Refractors, you can see around 70 to 80% decreases at least. In some cases, 90% decreases across the board. This card right here was, in the hundreds of thousands, about 100,000, and it's currently down to around 13,000. PSA 9 peaked at 75,000. It's at 7,100. PSA 10 peaked at around 300,000 to 400,000 in private sales, and it's down to under 40,000. You see a little bit of an increase there, so you could see some, short-term gains. But I personally feel incredibly comfortable buying these cards at their current valuations. I think long-term there's going to be great opportunity here. I just think right now we're in a time where it's become a little bit tough. To hold on to stuff for the short term and expect to make money. So I think that's really what you guys have to keep in mind. Across the board, Scottie Barnes was one who really got hurt a lot. Scottie Barnes is National Treasures. This card came out at an insane price. If you look at Scottie Barnes's overall market, it's down close to 95%. For most of his cards, some even worse. You see this card right here being a $4,200 card for a National Treasures BGS 9.5, which I still think has more room to go down. But this was a $20,000+ card. Not too long ago even, right? These have been steep declines. You see a PSA 9 from 15,000 to 3,000 in the matter of literally, 7 months. So 6 months, 7 months, it's gone down 80%. So it's just super alarming to see when players do not meet their expectations and their expectations are set sky high. You can see their prices really decline fast. So I would really suggest everyone investing, understand if you're buying into the hype, you have to see some upside from there. And you have to understand that if you're buying a guy like Scottie Barnes, his national treasures for $15,000 when he hasn't really accomplished much. That is literally more than you can get a Kevin Durant topped chrome refractor and a BGS 9.5. You can buy a solidified all-time great for the price of, less than the price of Scottie Barnes, and his national treasures. And this is almost equivalent to, Scottie Barnes' national treasures. Topped chrome refractor was the way to invest. It's out of 1,499, right? So it's a very rare card of Kevin Durant's, a premier card of Kevin Durant's for the price of Scottie Barnes. And that's the current price of Scottie Barnes. Where Scottie Barnes was 5x the price of Durant, which by any common sense does not make sense. We saw that happen with Herbert. All of these young players' prices really not pan out. So I'd highly suggest everyone take a break and see where you actually can see value, because right now I would definitely suggest being a little bit careful. But I really hope you guys did enjoy this video. If you enjoyed, subscribe. And if you want to enter in to win the Jason Tatum, please go ahead and subscribe, like this video, comment the word done. Other than that, I hope you all enjoyed, and I'm out. Peace.